Welcome back to Prep Station UTME English Language. We'll continue from where we stopped. Yes, as I said earlier, discouragement is the answer because a deterrent is whatever is instituted to discourage people from doing something bad. Isa and Ilu ate sumptuous meals on their brother's wedding day. A. Insipid. B. Cheap. C. Expensive. D. Foreign. The answer to this question is C. Expensive. A sumptuous meal is one that is expensive or luxurious or deluxe. So the answer to this question is expensive. C. The principal gave his speech offhand at the sports meeting. A. Unconcerned. B. Unprepared. C. Calmly. D. Beautifully. The answer to this question is unprepared. To give something offhand just from your head, like we say, it's not something that is prepared. It was done offhand, unprepared. Offhand could also mean impromptu. This is an abridged version of the novel No Longer at Ease. A. An illustrated version. B. A shortened version. C. An outdated version. D. An enlarged version. The answer to this question is a shortened version. When you say something is an abridged version, when something is abridged, that's the word anyway. When something is abridged, it's a shortened version. Abridged could also mean concise or brief. The girl is angry with her friend who had ensnared her into a relationship. A. Tricked. B. Encouraged. C. Forced. D. Enslaved. To ensnare is to trick someone. So the answer is tricked. A. Their new house has corrugated sheets. A. Folded. B. Iron. C. Aluminium. D. Enslaved. The answer is folded. A. Justice is difficult to enforce because people are unwilling to accept any loss of sovereignty. A. Autonomy. B. Position. C. Leadership. D. Kingdom. The answer to sovereignty in this case is A. Autonomy, because sovereignty actually means independence, freedom, and ability to decide. So the answer is A. Autonomy. Autonomy, rather. He was too petrified to give the closing remarks at the conference. A. Frightened. B. Delighted. C. Agitated. D. Happy. Petrified. When someone is petrified, the person is frightened or afraid. So the answer is A. Frightened. Now we'll move on to antonyms. Remember, antonyms actually mean words that are opposite in meaning. Take note, words that are opposite in meaning, do not mix them up. Choose from the list of words the one that is opposite in meaning to the underlined word. Question 1. Akpan was able to douse the flames with a new piece of equipment. To douse the flames. Let's look at the word douse. When you say to douse the flames, the answer is extinguish. That is the actual meaning of the word. But the opposite now is ignite. Extinguish to put out, ignite to start. So the answer to this question is C, ignite. Question 2. The action was premeditated. A. Unnecessary. B. Catastrophic. C. Unplanned. D. Uncoordinated. Premeditated. A premeditated act is something that was carefully planned and coordinated. So the opposite in this case is unplanned. C. The man drew a sword as people congregated round him. To congregate round somebody actually means to gather round. Praised, gather round, mocked, or fled from. The answer to this question is fled from. So if they are not congregating, they are fleeing from the person. So that's the answer, D. The notice reads, No cash transactions in this hall. A, money. B, gainful. C, business. D, check. Yes, no cash transactions. The option could also be online in this case, but the answer to this question is check. Okay, so where the person is not giving cash, the opposite is check in this case. The next question. Life has become a misery for many owing to the harsh economic condition in the country. A, misery, bankrupt. B, ridicule. C, ritual. D, comfort. Misery in this case, okay, is bankruptcy. That's the actual meaning. But the opposite is D, comfort. Now we'll move on to sounds. We are looking at oral forms. We'll look at consonants, vowels, and then stress in this case. Choose from the list of words lettered A to D the one that has the same vowel sound as the one represented as at the beginning. The first word is cool, and the options are A, couple, B, scout, C, whip, D, hoot. The answer to that question is hoot, because the word cool has the vowel sound, which is the long oo sound, and it's seen in the word hoot. The next word, indict, it has the diphthong I sound. And the options are pick, bright, brick, and fish. The answer is bright because it has the I sound. The next is rod. Then you have, which is the O sound in words like brought, rod, lowered, and coast. The answer to this question is brought, which is option A. The next word, say, which is the diphthong A sound. Option A, treason. B, weigh. C, fright. D, soar. The answer is weigh. That's the sound in say. Then the next is new. It's a fusion of the ya with the long oo sound, okay? And it has, in words, you have options such as to, dawn, night, and Q. The answer is Q, D. We'll look at consonant sounds. It says, choose from the list of words lettered A to D the one that has the same consonant sounds as the one represented at the beginning. The first is both. A, bother. B, thaw. C, the. D, there. Now, this sound in both, the TH, is a labiodental, and it's the light part that is th. So you have it in thaw, not bother, not the, and not there. So the answer is thaw, B. Number 2, houses, houses, houses. That sound is z there. Then you have option A, rise. B, rise. C, curse. D, curse. So the answer to this question is rise, as in z there. Option, the third one is mention. Mention is the sh sound that is there. You have option A, that. B, machine. C, church. D, test. The answer to this question is machine, the sh sound. And the next is not. Not, remember, is the n sound. Forget the K because there is no one-to-one correspondence between the sounds in English and the letters of the alphabet. So you must know that is the K there is not pronounced, so you don't say knot. So the word is not. And you have option A, cut. B, keep. C, nom, and D, king. Ng sound in king. We are looking for the word that has the n sound, and that is in nom, C. The next is loose, loose, loose. That is s sound. Option A, close. Option B, rouse. Option C, sell. Option D, fuse. The answer to this question is C, which is sell, because it has the s sound. Now we move on to stress. It says, choose from the list of words lettered A to D, the one that has the appropriate stress pattern. Remember the rules for stress pattern. Affixes do not carry stress. By affixes, I mean prefixes and suffixes. They can never carry stress. So the stress usually falls on the base word. The first word is dedication. And because this word ends with the tion, there's a rule that says the stress falls on the penultimate syllable there. So that is why dedication, the answer is A, which is the CA part of dedication is stressed. The second, international. International. Remember the rule, affixes do not carry stress. TION is an affix, AL is also an affix. They are suffixes. So the stress lies in C, international. That is C. Information, information there. So affixes do not carry stress. So TION cannot carry stress. So the answer to this question is AMA. Remember again, for words that end with TION, the stress falls on the penultimate syllable. So it's MA, information. We have valedictory, valedictory. So the stress falls in valedictory. That is B. And the next word is conspiracy, conspiracy. CY is also a suffix. So the stress falls in conspiracy. Okay, that is D. We move on to rhymes. You could be tested in rhymes. Now, one rule for rhyme that you must note is that you look at the last word, the last letter of that word, and if it's a consonant, you look at the two middle letters in between to find out if it's a vowel there. In this case, this therefore means that for rhyme, the rule of rhyme states that the consonant and the end vowel sound must be the same for the word to rhyme. Okay, the vowel sounds must rhyme with the same vowel sound as that word, and the consonant sound as well. So in other words, when you have a word like third, the vowel sound in IR is the sound, and then it has the last sound, which is D. So you're looking at the vowel sound there and then the last consonant sound. So third, the word that rhymes is word, because the sound in between the W and D is sound, and they have the same last sound, which is D. So that is why it is word, just as third, word. It's not died, neither is it dead or feared. The answer is word. The next is lace, lace. That's a vowel sound there is A sound, and then the last sound is S. So in this case, you have option A, has, option B, case, option C, rice, option D, peace. The answer is case. You have case, A and S. That is it. So the answer is B. The third is foam, foam. The vowel sound there is the diphthong O sound, and the last sound is sound. So the first is tone, O and N. Room, the long U and then roam and firm. The answer is roam, because you have O and M. Then the next word is switch. Switch. E sound and ch sound. So the first is fish. E and sh. Rich. E and ch. Beach. The long E and ch. Then D. Fits. E and t. Fits doesn't go. Bitch doesn't go because it's the long E sound for bitch. Fish cannot go because it's the short E sound and sh. So the answer is rich because it's the short E and ch sound. Now we'll look at comprehension. You cannot have an English exam without a comprehension passage. And I'll quickly run through the passage. Although JAM gives several passages and then you're asked a question on that passage because it's a computer-based test. It says, one of the main problems when you are rearing baby animals is to keep them warm enough at nights, and this, strangely enough, applies even in the tropics where the temperature drops considerably after dark. In the wild state, of course, the baby clings to the dense form of the mother and obtains warmth and shelter in that way. Hot water bottles as a substitute I have found of every little use. They grow cold very easily and you have to get up several times during the night to refill them, as well as a whole collection of adults. In most cases, the simplest way is to take the babies into bed with you. You soon learn to sleep in one position, half waking up in the night, should you wish to move, so that you avoid crushing them as you turn over. I have at one time or another shared my bed with a great variety of creatures, and sometimes several different species at once. On one occasion, my narrow camp bed contained 3 mongooses, 2 baby monkeys, a squirrel, and a young chimpanzee. So we'll take some questions JAM could ask. Question 1. The writer had many animals in her bed because she wanted to A. lure them to sleep, B. feed them at night, C. to keep them continuously warm at night, D. protect them. The answer is to keep them continually warm at night. There are clues to this because if you read them, the first paragraph talks about it, okay? So for CBT, you should just have an idea. You glance through the passage. Remember, you're working with time. So it says, one of the main problems when you're rearing baby animals is to keep them warm at night. So that question was pulled from probably the first 2 lines of the passage. JAM wants to know that you've read through or you at least glanced through the passage, okay? So the answer is C, to keep them continuously warm at night. Number 2, taking the baby animals into bed is a substitute for A. hot water bottles, B. considerable temperature, C. maternal warmth and shelter, D. avoiding to crush them at night. You could use your innate knowledge to also answer this as well, and you're working with time, remember, so comprehension, so that you don't waste so much time. It can't be a substitute for hot water bottles, okay? And neither can it be for considerable temperature, even though that was mentioned. And then, yes, avoiding to crush them at night was also mentioned. So the right answer is C, maternal warmth and shelter. So you notice that when you watch some animals carefully, when they have their little ones, they always try to keep them warm. So the answer is C at this point. Prep Station will be right back.